Hi everyone, this is Rachel from Hunt for Health, and I just wanted to give a little review about this book I just read. It's called Your Personal Paleo Code. It's probably backwards, by Dr. Kresser. The only thing I would say is the title I think is a little deceiving. It's not just about paleo eating. There was actually 7 things that he brought up about living healthy and just having a healthy lifestyle. So of course a huge chunk of the book is about nutrition. About half of it is about the paleo diet and healthy foods, and he breaks it down very specifically, what proteins are good, carbohydrates, fats, starches, all those things. But just a couple things that stood out to me. The 3 worst foods he mentions are gluten. Even if you don't have celiac disease or if you've been diagnosed with a gluten sensitivity, a lot of people do have are sensitive to gluten and don't even realize it. And even if you're not, it can still have harmful effects over time. Number 2 is industrial seed oils such as corn, soybean, cotton, sunflower, and safflower oil. These are used in a lot of processed food and restaurants. And among other things, it can have oxidative damage to your cells and a lot of other issues in your body. And then of course 3, refined sugar, something you should always avoid, which is hard because it's in so many foods. Another thing that really stood out to me that he mentioned is that there's no one diet that fits everyone. So he's a really big fan, and that's why it's called Your Personal Paleo Code, on finding the foods that work well for your body, your genetic makeup, your just your specific body type. So a good example would be like eggs. Eggs are pretty much superfoods. They have amazing benefits, a lot of good fats and all that stuff, but some people are allergic to eggs, so that would not be good for them. So there is no one size fits all. He doesn't recommend a certain diet, but he has guidelines and then a way in the book to kind of find what fits you best by kind of cutting out everything for a month, having a very strict diet for 1 month, and then slowly adding stuff in to kind of see if you tolerate it well. Okay, so number 2, that was number 1, nutrition. Number 2 is move throughout the day, exercise. But he's really big on moving throughout the day. So for example, a lot of people will exercise in the morning or in the evening and they think they're good, but then they've sat 8 hours or possibly more, 12 hours of the day, sit throughout work. They come home, they sit and eat, they sit to watch TV. And he says no matter if you exercise or not, there's still damage done by sitting all day. So he recommends taking, walking breaks throughout the day, taking like half an hour a day if you have to sit, walking around. Also, there's walking desks, and I've never even heard of, there's like treadmill desks where you can actually like walk on a treadmill while you're working. So number 3 was sleep, how important sleep is to your health, which most of us know. But like, for example, a study was done, a single night of sleep deprivation can cause insulin resistance even in healthy subjects. And then of course it causes you to eat more. So I think it was like about our average person after 5 nights of sleep deprivation would eat like 500 calories more a day, which if you do that over a year's time, that can be up to 50 pounds added on. So sleep is very important. Obviously it affects your stress tolerance, cognitive function, and then your mood as well. So that was number 3. Number 4 was stress management, and he really stresses how important stress management is, and he doesn't necessarily mean this is the same as exercise, because exercise is a stressor on your body, that you stress your body so your body can grow stronger, but that's not necessarily what he's talking about here. So he says you should schedule stress management in your day just like you schedule any other appointment. So a couple tips he gave is avoiding bad stress. So situations or people in your life that you can avoid to lessen the stress, definitely do that. But sometimes you can't avoid stressful situations. So just coming up with coping techniques, and he has ideas in there. He recommends like getting massage regularly, quiet time, practicing mindfulness. So really being in the moment when you're in the moment, not thinking about other things, but be there, be all there, just really work on reducing your stress. Number 5 was connection and pleasure. So here he talks about how important relationships are. You know, none of us live on an island. We all need other people, and you know, that connection is very important. He talks about having deep, meaningful relationships. Pets can be helpful. And then he also recommends music, but certain type of music. Obviously, there's a time and place for loud, crazy music, but there's a certain type of music that really helps with, you know, relaxing and all that. Humor, he recommends, you know, bringing humor in your life. And then volunteering. So helping others is a huge important thing, actually, to your physical health. Okay, so number 6 was going outside, and just how important we need that nature is to us. You know, so just seeing nature outside your window, being outside, it's so important to our health. And he talks about, which I never even heard of, that if you have lighter skin versus darker skin, if you have darker skin, you actually have to be out in the sun longer to absorb the vitamin D that you need from the sun. And then he has certain recommendations for sunscreens that are better than others. And then number 7 was play, and how important it is to play. So he had some guidelines for what play is. So one is that it's apparently purposeless. So it's not something that you do to accomplish a goal. It's just play for play's sake. It's voluntary, so if someone's forcing you to do it, it's not play. It has to be fun. When you are truly playing, you're not thinking about time. You're not thinking about anything else around you. It's just your focus on that play. You're having a good time, and how important it is to schedule that in our lives. And you know, people say there's a time for work and time for play, but unfortunately, it feels like in our day and age we're just so go. We don't take the time to just enjoy ourselves. And kids are great at play. So he says to watch kids, see how they do it. So just recap real fast. 1, nutrition. 2, moving throughout the day, exercise. 3, sleep. 4, stress management. 5, connection and pleasure. 6, going outside. And 7, playing. So those were like the 7 main things that he recommends for health. And I do recommend the book if you get a chance. Obviously, he goes into a lot more detail in all this, so I hope that's helpful.